Economic and political system of Sweden. They have the parliamentary democracy, which every 4 years there's general elections. They have in the Swedish constitution there's 4 fundamental laws. There's the instrument of government, the Act of Succession, which was adopted in 1810, the Freedom of Press Act, which is the freedom to publish books, journals, and newspapers. And they also have the fundamental law on the freedom of expression, which was recently made in 1991. It's freedom to disseminate information and the right to anonymity. Demographic pressures. The life expectancy rate in Sweden is 80 to 84 years old. 19.4% of the country's population are 65 and older. They have the largest elderly population. Health and medical care in Sweden are shared by the central government. The Health and Medical Service Act regulates the responsibilities of the county councils and municipalities and gives local governments more freedom in this area. The rights of children, United Nations Children's Fund. They also have an organization called the Ombudsman for Children. The government agency is tasked with representing children regarding their rights and their interests. The unemployment rate in Sweden is 8.5%. Refugees and IDPs. Sweden refugee policy has very high standards. They offer Syrian asylum seekers permanent residence and a chance to resettle. They also permit family reunification, accepting more Syrian refugees than any other Western country. In 2012, Sweden received more than 7,800 asylum requests. That's more than France, UK, US, Australia, and Canada combined. In the graph that I have up here, they're the 10 most common nationalities among asylum seekers in Sweden. As you can see, Syria is the one that has requested most requests for Sweden. They also have Eritrean, stateless, Somalia, Afghanistan, Iraq, Albania, Serbia, Kosovan, and Ukraine. So as you can see, a lot of people really are trying to get in to Syria's refugee camp. Scarcity with energy use. Sweden's shift from oil to district reduced country's greenhouse heating and gas emissions. 80% of the heat and water is to Sweden's apartment blocks. Waste management uses vacuum suction to transport household waste into a central tank underground. Food waste is collected and converted into biogas to fuel public transportation. In 2010, Sweden was awarded with the United Nations World Habitat Award for 10,000 green roofs, which slowed down flooding by absorbing rainwater. Also, they implemented a large solar energy project where solar panels have been installed both public and private buildings to harness energies. 70% of the waste is collected to recycle. Improvements in Sweden. In Sweden, they want to abolish the death penalty because they are huge on human rights and they think that it's just not compatible with the human rights movement. They want to strengthen freedom of expression. They want more necessity and practical tool and fight for human resources. And they want to fight discrimination. They know that many other countries, discrimination is a huge thing. And they especially want to focus on the rights for women, children, and people with disabilities. And this picture that I have here, you can see that they want equality for anyone. You know, people who are older, disabled, they have a different sexuality, stuff like that.